starting to stitch a blouse, check all the parts and the strips like neck strips, plackets and everything you check, and then start stitching. Mark darts wherever it is on back and front and then start stitching. Step of stitching of blouse is dart stitching. So in back and front at the pointed area, keep the thread little long and tie it with 2 or 3 knots. If you want, you can go for the double stitch. From at the point, go back with the double stitch, because later on if the stitch comes out, it is very difficult to do it again. If it is katora blouse, the second part will be the joining of the katora piece and the armhole piece. Better match with the pin end to end, and then in between this curve match and pin it, so that after stitching this will not be long or short, it will be matching equally. Same way, in the princess cut blouse, match center part and the side part end to end on 14 and 16, and in between that pin it properly, so that later on it will not be long and short. Stitching the belt part of the blouse, there are 2 layers of the belt part, and in between the top part is sandwiched. So match end to end from this end, center front, and the side seam end, match properly, pin it, and then in between that also you can pin it, or you can do the basting and then stitch, so that upper part and the belt part will not be long and short, it will be equal. While placing the placket, keep the blouse in this direction, shoulder will be on your side, and then the placket position will be coming correct. So 2-inch placket, wide placket for the eye will be on your left hand side, and the hook strip, that which we are going to turn fully on the wrong side, this will be on the right hand side. This part, this placket is half fold and stitched, so this will be on the left hand side. Keep plackets little more always towards the neck side, and the other end we have to fold and stitch for the good finishing. If there is any keyhole neck shape or any designer type of neckline on the back part, then finish first that neckline, then before joining the shoulder. Later on join the shoulder with the front part. Stitching shoulder, start stitching from armhole side and go up to the neckline and come back with the double stitch. In this way, on the neckline part, when you are going to stitch the neck strip, the stitches will not come out and the finishing will be good. If supposed to stitch the string with the neck strip, then insert in between the strip and the blouse and stitch for the nice finishing this way. For the sleeve of the blouse, always mark 11 to 13 and cut to match with the 12 to 9 seam line, because if it is short, then it won't match and the gap will be more while doing the finishing for the hemming on the sleeve bottom. Here showing the finishing part, this is the hemming part of the sleeve. This gap is very less, or else it will be more, and finish the seam line with the hemming. This is the sleeve bottom hemming. Always finish the neckline with the fine hemming for the blouse. Before joining the sleeve with the blouse, always match the armhole shape of blouse and sleeve. If it is needed, then trim towards the armhole side, or else this seam will not match correctly. Match side seam line of sleeve and the blouse front and back also. If needed, then trim on the armhole side. Because we cannot trim towards the west side, because already the waistline part is finished for the front with belt and back with the strip. If wish to stitch bra strap holder, then this will be stitched with the sleeve joining only on the shoulder part, and press button you have to stitch this way to close and keep your bra strap inside. This should be away from the neckline. For side seam line, mark half of the slim bottom measurement here on the armhole side 1 inch, and on the waistline this will be 1/4 of the waist. Join 3 lines, 3 points, and stitch for the side seam. On the seam line, side seam line of sleeve, just keep inside this way and tack here one stitch with the hand needle, or else it will be visible this way from the right side. This seam line will come out. Same way you do for the side seam of front part, that turn towards front part, and here you tack with the hand needle, or else it will be come out this way. This is a finishing part of the blouse. Step of finishing a blouse is hook stitching. Always stitch the hook at the center of the placket and eye on the seam line. After stitching the hook and eye in a correct position, the lapping of the placket will be in correctly. There will be no gap in between that. So these are the finishing part of a blouse. Please follow and subscribe Home Tailoring by Kusum Sharma YouTube channel and watch lots more videos for the sewing.